Hello! The purpose of this video is to demonstrate a couple minor tweaks that I made to traditional open G tuning. I got rid of the low E string altogether, moved the remaining 5 strings up a position, which allowed me to then put in a new high string and get some more high notes. So first, let's tune to open G. In traditional open G tuning, 3 notes get tuned down, 3 notes remain the same. The E gets tuned to a D. And the A goes down to a G. The D, G, and B remain the same. And the high E goes down to a D. Traditional open G tuning. But I only played strings 1 through 5. And I have noticed that a lot of people don't play string 6, perhaps because that note just doesn't fit that well. In most of the instructional videos that I've seen on slide guitar in open G tuning, players tend to muffle that bottom string. And Keith Richards of the Stones gets rid of it altogether. So, yes, you know what I'm going to do. There, my cat has a new toy. Okay, now we're down to 5 strings, and I'd like to talk a little bit more about Keith Richards and the Keith chord. Keith has done a lot to make open G popular. It's become his trademark to play some unique riffs and chords that can only be played in open G tuning. You can try to play it in standard, but it just doesn't sound the same. There is one chord in particular that he uses quite a bit, and some people call it the Keith chord. To play the Keith chord, start with an open tuning G, bar it at any fret, and if I understand my theory right, you add a sus2 and a sus4 to make the Keith chord. When you alternate between that chord and the open chord, you get some familiar Rolling Stones sounds like Brown Sugar. So the 5-string setup works great in open G tuning when you're playing the Rolling Stones stuff. But for me, there was one disadvantage, and that's when you're playing slide, and you compare that to open E tuning. This guitar is tuned to an open E. And one of the benefits that I've found to an open E tuning as well as open D and open F is the fact that the high string is tuned to the root note of the chord. And when you're playing slide in that key, E, it's helpful to know that whenever you hit the top string, you are getting the root note, either played open or up at the 12th fret. There it is, open. And there it is at the 12th fret. Another benefit of having the root note on the high string is that you can use that note when you change keys, and it acts as an anchor note for you. There I am in A, and I'm doing something up here and I get lost. I can get back with my anchor note to where I know I'm at. Okay, now back to open G. In traditional open G tuning, the high string is not tuned to the root note of the chord. It's tuned to the 5th note of the chord. And if we had a high string tuned to the root note, which would be this, we would gain 5 notes. I'm going to get rid of my old strings, put these new ones on, and try a different tuning technique. My top string is going to be a 10 gauge, and I was concerned about the fact that we're tuning it 2.5 steps higher than it was designed to be tuned, and it could break. But I have tried it on a different guitar, strummed on it a whole bunch, haven't broken a string yet, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. Now, with my 6 new strings, I've tuned the guitar in a very unique way. Strings 2 through 6 are now tuned the same way that I had previously tuned strings 1 through 5 in traditional open G. My new first string is tuned up to a G, and it sounds like this. I no longer have the dysfunctional low string, and my top string is now tuned to have the root note of the chord on it. I can play it open or up at the 12th fret. And if you enjoy playing slide way up high, you can do that too. I think that it just makes the open G chord sound a little bit more complete. And you can still play the Keef chord if you like. It sounds a little different. You might like it or you might not, but here it is. So those are my ideas. If you've been experimenting with open G and you give these ideas a try, I'd love to hear how it works for you. Hope you leave a comment. And thanks for watching.